The two leaders have signed what they've called a communique, which will effectively bring the document to life, but it does not, critically, bring it into force. So what we're seeing at the moment is essentially a commitment from both sides to finalise this as quickly as possible. The Prime Minister says that he hopes that will be the case within, quote, weeks, perhaps at a high-profile ministerial meeting that's coming up in Australia between the two sides. But the exact timing is still looking a little bit fluid. As to what's behind the delay, well, both sides are insisting there's nothing substantive there. There's no actual deep objection to the treaty in the PNG cabinet. Both sides are suggesting this was merely a logistical issue, that ministers who were meeting on Monday night in Port Moresby weren't there in the country or weren't there in the capital because they'd gone back to their constituencies to take care of local business and to mark the commemorations of the 50th anniversary of independence. Mr Albanese says that Australia is perfectly comfortable with the delay and that it's important to respect the democratic processes in Papua New Guinea. Let's take a listen to what he had to say, speaking to reporters in Port Moresby not that long ago.
One of the things about this, not just this treaty, but this relationship, is we respect sovereignty and we respect the processes of the Papua New Guinea government. What this is about is the processes of their cabinet that we respect. It's been a busy week this week. Monday, the cabinet members were in various parts of Papua New Guinea. That is perfectly understandable. But the wording has been agreed to. The communique today has signed outlines precisely what is in the treaty. We're releasing that for everyone to see today, and this is very positive, very positive. There is no downside in this whatsoever. This is all upside for Australia and upside for Papua New Guinea.
So, Stephen, is this a blow to the government?
Yeah, it absolutely is a blow, Gemma. There's no denying it. The government hoped to emerge from the Pacific over the last 2 weeks holding aloft two documents or two treaties. One from Vanuatu, the Nakamal Agreement that it hoped to sign last week, and this defence treaty that has been talked about so widely and so broadly for the last 3 or 4 weeks in particular. And in the end, it's emerging with none. But I think the real measure of this will become clearer in the coming weeks and months. It may be that this is simply a blip, that the government is able to land both those agreements in short order. If it is true that this is going to be signed in a few weeks, or perhaps sometime next month during the PNG consultation, then this will not look like a big pivot point. But of course, the risk here is that other players who might be hostile to this agreement, and in particular potentially China, take the opportunity now to really work on ministers that may have some hesitations about this agreement or may have some worries about its implications for PNG sovereignty, and that might actually put some more serious roadblocks in the way.